Let's all land here together now. Angela, Melinda, Elizabeth, Carolyn, hi Barb, hi Monica, J.E., Amy. So glad to be here with you all. Welcome, Noor. And Nancy, nice to see you. Yeah, there's a lot happening, a lot of energies moving, a lot of energy in my field and the collective that I am connected to, as far as being from the southeastern United States and hearing what happened with the hurricane. That hits home for me, and I'm going back there in a month, so yeah, just I'm so not connected. I didn't even know about it until my sister told me, so, and she's been affected by it, so anyway, hi Kay, welcome. Yeah, and I know a number of you are personally affected or have family friends that are as well. Hi Jay. So we're going to have our normal, wonderful, fun, amazing Saturday Night Live, and also with the overarching intention for love, light, healing, and peace to those affected by the hurricane in the U.S. right now. So, hi Betty, welcome, welcome. And you know, there's always things happening in the world. You know, weather is happening and natural events are occurring and tragedies, you know, that affect people are happening every minute, really, on this planet. So it's like, yes, we can have this specific intention, and also for anyone that might be in that frequency on the planet, meaning anybody that's under stress, under duress, yeah, that's had some event occur or some happening that shakes up their life. It's part of being human. So it's kind of like, reminds me of the Buddhist loving kindness metta meditation. Like, we send loving kindness to, you know, somebody we love that's easy to love. We send loving kindness to somebody neutral, like the post delivery person or the checkout person or the driver. We send loving kindness to a difficult person in our lives. We send loving kindness to ourselves. So in that same way, you know, it's these different connections, different energies, and yet we're all connected and we're all one. So, hi Misty. Yeah, honestly, I get my news from social media, and that it works just fine. I hear what I need to, and I don't have a judgment on what anybody else does or how you may consume information. And for me, yeah, that works. You know, I would say, like, I think about my mother. It comes from a generation where it's like the news is always on, sort of a thing. I would say for those of us here, it's not, you know, just be mindful, just like consumption of anything, consumption of, you know, screen time in general, news, even being around people that may be kind of consumed by problems or complaining, being mindful of that. So we can apply this to many, many many things. So, hi Andrea, Cynthia, hello, Louise, yay. Yeah, so it's like we can zoom in, we can zoom out. And then if we zoom way out, as Michael Singer, my favorite teacher, has us to do, we're spinning on a planet around on a speck of dust in the middle of nowhere. And that puts things in perspective. What is it like on planet Jupiter, the big red spot? It's a huge storm that's like 300 Earths in diameter. So perspective is also helpful. Me too, Andrea. It's been a little while. Glad to see you. Yeah, and Cynthia, sending love. It's like, it reminds me of that saying, we all have like battles. We all have things we deal with, like people don't know anything about, or, you never know. So, bringing that energy in with like the acknowledgement, and also the acknowledgement and then the intention to bring healing, love, support, peace. And then even thinking about, I do ancestral clearing. So I definitely will bring into the session today, when we do ancestral clearing, anything in the ancestral lineage where there would be these energies of natural disasters, or even like epidemics, things like that. So the energy is up, it's high, which is good. It gives, an opportunity for healing. So, Wendy, hello. April, did I say hi to Tony? I think I did already. Great to gather here with you all. So follow me here on Insight Timer if you don't already. Also use YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Check my website. You can find all that info here in my Insight Timer profile. There's a link. Yeah, give a donation if you feel called, if this is helpful. I've got my favorite flower just picked from the tree, Frangipani, we call it here. They call it plumeria in the West. So just a few hours ago, like zooming into my own personal life for a moment, because it's what's alive. I'm going to be moving house in like 2 days. It's not a big deal, but it is sort of a sudden choice. A coach that I've been working with, he opens his sessions with what's alive in you right now, and I think I'm gonna borrow that. So that's what's alive in me. So what's alive in you, if anyone cares to share? And then we're going to get into the Reiki, the ancestral clearing, and the collective channeled card messages. For today, we'll deep dive into that. So sensing into what is alive within you, sharing if you'd like. And where I am moving, I know many of you have been with me a long time, so you will recognize where I will be. The background you will see next time. It was last year. I lived in this place for about 4 months, so quite a long while for me. And this place here I've lived in about that length of time. The reason I'm moving is there's been issues with the electricity here. And so I'm choosing, I'm honestly, at this moment, I'm not evolved enough spiritually to be able to relax and release around the issues that are here. And so, you know, first I told myself, okay, I'm going to singer it. I'm going to just surrender, relax, and release. Every time the power is out, I'm going to surrender. And when it happened this morning again at 1 a.m., and then I'm sweating all night long in my room, in my bed, and I can't sleep, I'm like, I'm just not that spiritually evolved. I mean, the good news is I'm very aware. I see it. I see where to go. I see that relaxing and releasing is the practice, and I just I guess, well, it becomes about willingness and commitment then, and I just don't, I choose not to relax and release and fully commit to that. I'm just, you know, Michael Singer would say, you don't want it enough. So, and I mean, if I'm coaching somebody, I might say that to them in a coaching moment. So in coaching myself, it's like, I'm just not there. I'm just not willing, or I haven't hit enough of a bottom with my suffering to rise above my circumstance and be unconditional. And so instead of that, I am choosing to move. So it is what it is. And then it becomes not making myself wrong about that, not saying, oh, you're not spiritually fit enough, or, you know, what will people think? Like, oh, my clients or my community, if they know, like there's a filter of judgment there. Like, I should be spiritual enough, you know, I talk about these things, and yet here I am. I'm not doing it. I mean, it feels hard. And it is. It is. So I'm making an empowered choice. I've already made the empowered choice to move. So that's what's behind all of that. Woo! Spiritual evolution is messy. It's not easy. You know, everything is a spiritual practice. And even me choosing the easier, softer way, as we would say in 12-step, where I'm choosing to change my circumstance instead of full surrender and acceptance and allowing. You know, there's no right or wrong. It's just a noticing. So that's what's happening. Yes, it's never finished. As Abraham Hicks says, you can't get it wrong and you'll never get it done. Everything's here to help me. So, yeah. So some of you checked in about your what's alive in you. Melinda, feeling better. Hi, Sharon. Angela, getting things done around the house. I know that's a huge victory. Amazing. Cynthia, mindful healing. Yes. Noor, surrender, relaxing and releasing even despite fear. Totally. Making your house a home. Sharon, your AC's been out. So this is getting into, I live in Bali, if you don't know, like we've been in dry season, which is amazing, and also like now we're getting into where it's really fucking hot. Like, so we call it aircon, or actually the Balinese call it ase, ase, the aircon, the AC, whatever. I have to use it more. They don't provide me with a fan. If they provided a fan, which I've requested, then yeah, because the details of what's happening, the way the electricity system works here in Bali, it's like a top-up system where it's not like the US at all. So it's top up. So if it's out, you have to go top it up. And, you know, I'm using more electricity because it's like 30 degrees in here in the heat of the day. I'm not gonna worry about my aircon usage. I deserve to have a place where I don't have to have that added stress. And if I want to use as much of it I choose, that's the agreement of this place. So yeah, there's resentment. So I can see all of this. Yeah. Yeah, that's a great point, J.E. And I mean, that's the balance, right? Like, if we're coming from a Michael Singer perspective, which he is about full-on total surrender, but, and I'm going to read this quote again, because this is where the compassion meets the surrender. This is where, because people will challenge him and be like, oh, well, that means you just lay down to abuse, or you just, don't take a stand for causes in the world. He doesn't, agree to that, and people will say that. So I've read this quote many times, and it's worth repeating. It's from his book, The Surrender Experiment. I've pretty much memorized it, but I haven't read it in a minute, so I just want to pull it up. So he's talking about his own journey with surrender, Michael Singer. By that stage of my growth, I could see that the practice of surrender was actually done in two very distinct steps. First, you let go of the personal reactions of like and dislike that form inside your mind and heart. And second, with the resultant sense of clarity, you simply look to see what is being asked of you by the situation unfolding in front of you. What would you be doing if you weren't being influenced by the reactions of like or dislike? Following that deeper guidance will take your life in a very different direction from where your preferences would have led you. That is the clearest I can explain my surrender experiment, and it became the foundation of both my spiritual and worldly life. So, step one, let go of personal reaction of like or dislike. So that's the relaxing and the releasing of the energy. Step two, with the resultant sense of clarity, you look to see what is being asked by the moment unfolding in front of me. What would I be doing if I was not being influenced by personal reaction of like and dislike? So if I were to, practice this full-on surrender, if I were Michael Singer in my place with the power going out, I would fully relax and release. I would fully surrender to the inner resistance and release that and feel into the sensations and be with the body. And then once that moved through, then I would look to see, okay, what's being asked of this moment? Do I need to move? Do I want to move? Or do I want to choose to stay and continue getting to relax and release every time that, the power goes out? So in that way, it is both the compassion and the choosing what's best. You know, so does that kind of bring things together for anyone that might be grappling with that? So for me, I'm making the choice, but I also didn't relax and release around it. I jumped straight to the choice. I think I probably would make the same choice even if I was fully actualized. Or I don't know, maybe, because that's what I told myself. I'm like, okay, well, I can use this as my spiritual practice. Every time the power goes out, I can, oh, here it is. I can surrender. I can let go. I can come into full alignment. But because I've let the samskaras build, and this has been going on for months now, and it's getting worse and worse, I've stuffed it down, as Michael Singer says. So now, like, this samskara, the resistance it's quite big. And yeah, so I'm humaning along the way, just like we all are. I'm doing my best. I mean, X number of years ago, I mean, none of this would even enter my mind. It would just be like, I'm getting out, blah, 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 blah. You know, like, there wouldn't be anything about this whole part of the experience. So I can acknowledge myself for that. So we'll get into the card reading in just a minute. I just saw some people come in and some things. Kiana's here. Hi, Kiana. Hi, Amelie. Your birthday, Melinda, and a colonoscopy and endoscopy. All right. Wishing you well with those, and happy birthday. Hi, Leanne. Nice to see you. It's been a while. Awesome. So, let's get into the cards. I definitely want to start with a work your light message. I love these because they're like, I mean, the tarot and oracle, like the tarot cards are definite messages of a different sort. This work your light oracle is like kind of like spirit speaking and validating or giving advice, like more direct. So I always like to start with that. Hi, Karen. So glad to see everybody. I've been so busy with my coaching business, which is wonderful and great. And also I haven't, you know, had as much time to do my live streams. So, Melinda, are we in a, we're in like an eclipse season, is that right? Can somebody that knows astrology, like what's happening now? Maybe Kiana can tell us. And Kiana is a fellow teacher on Insight Timer. Please give them a follow and join their live. What is your live about, Kiana? Please share. Hi, Laura. Ooh, great. Yes, everybody go to Kiana's live if you want to get the scoop on the energies, eclipse in Libra. I'm a Libra rising. I'm sure that's affecting me because of that. And I wonder how this hurricane fits in to the energies happening as well. Hi, Mark. Yeah, we had an equinox lately, or a little while ago. Okay. Yeah, let's see what Spirit has to start. Ooh, warrior woman, have you answered your deepest calling? So, the message here, the advice is for everyone to, no matter how you identify in your body or in your energy, but the feminine, the warrior feminine energy, the warrior woman. Look at, how can you tune into your deepest calling and answer that right now, and how are your circumstances, whatever they may be calling you forth into that. I want to see what the description has for this card. It says, have you answered your deepest calling? Hi, Orchid. Ooh, Kiana, is that blowing your mind? Tell me why. Ooh. I love how these cards like coach us as well. Orchid as well. Woo! Yes, I will listen to your messages that you sent. So, I want everybody to tune into this. If you weren't afraid, what would you do? What are you being called to do or face that requires courage? If you weren't afraid, what would you do? Living a heart and soul-led life is not all fluffy and smooth sailing. Living a heart and soul-led life requires courage to triumph over fear. So often our fears are the gatekeepers to our greatest gifts, and the more resistance we have toward answering a call, the more important it is to our soul's growth. Sometimes fear is an indication that we are facing the right way. So I want to pause before I continue, because I just had a coaching session. I actually had a client renew for a year of coaching, and she's been with me already 2 years. So I love when that happens, because it shows that, they are valuing what we're doing and they're making progress. And so we just had our first session for the year of coaching. And I'm saying this because, they had taken some massive actions in the past few months that they're really getting some results from in their life, like financially and with their business. And so I pointed out to them that, like, hey, remember how freaking resistant you were to taking these actions? Like, they had so much fear, so much resistance, so much uncomfortability, and yet they did it anyway. So, what I pointed out was, it's this idea that the thing that we're afraid to do when we have all the resistance is actually an indicator to do that thing. The fear is not saying to stop you, but you need to push through it. So it's like flipping your mindset around when you feel that response. And it's from, when I did my money mindset program on overcoming under earning, we talked about it all the time. The number one requirement is the willingness to be uncomfortable and to do what you dread. So basically this client, totally reaped those rewards of doing what they dreaded. And then in our session, I was like, okay, great. So what's next? So anyway, that's basically part of what this description is saying. So it continues and says, Joan of Arc was known for her courage and her famous line, "I'm not afraid. I was born to do this." But the thing about courage is that it is not possible without fear. So if you're feeling afraid, what is needed is courage, and courage comes from living from the heart. Think of your fears as opportunities to expand, rather than things that are holding you hostage. If you look at your fears in this light, then, as uncomfortable as it might feel, it's actually a sign you're on the right track, which is what I just said. So the question to ask is, if you weren't afraid, what would you do? So we'll get some more clarity and information. Misty, you just had this journal prompt. Cynthia, I can imagine how this would relate. Orchid, this is a Work Your Light Oracle card deck. Yeah, so let's get some clarification. I'm going to pull one card from this fun little Karma Cards deck. I rarely use it because the way you usually use this deck is the cards, it's astrology, so it's planet signs and houses, but you're supposed to like ask one question and then you pull one planet, one sign, one house card, and so it's a little bit like specific, but I just want to pull a card to get general energies because we just were talking about astrology energies and Libra and the eclipse, so I want to get just one of these cards and see what energy is here as well with the warrior woman. Jupiter, woo woo. So yeah, it's about expanding. Jupiter is a card of expansion. It's about blessings. It's about good luck. So when you embody the warrior woman and you do the thing you dread and you do the thing that's uncomfortable that you're afraid to do, that if you weren't afraid, what would you do? Like, you're going to be blessed. You're going to have expansion. So these little statements on the cards are part of the format of the when you use the cards in the way that I described. It like makes sentences, which is pretty cool, but when you're just drawing one, you just get to modify it. So the messages on here say learn or teach, be positive, grow and expand. Ooh. And then it says the granting of blessings from good fortune. So, yeah, if you follow that impulse. And also, too, Jupiter expands whatever it's around. So it also could be, just a reminder sort of about like a law of attraction message of like, okay, if you are in fear and you stay in fear, you're going to expand fear. If you push through the fear and you transmute it with courage and taking action, you're going to expand, the blessings and the luck in what you're up to. So, hello, Jacob. So we're going to get a couple clarifications from light seers, and then we'll do the Reiki and ancestral clearing. And in my coaching, oftentimes I will use cards, and I just remembered, with a client who renewed for the year, I had done a reading, and this was at the bottom of the deck for them, and I forgot to share that. Because this is a card of success in the outer world. So, and that could even go along with this message. Like, when you push through the fear, when you do what you dread, you will have success in the outer world. I'm going to take a picture of that so I don't forget to send it to them. So, let's get some clarification. Hello, EJ. Also, if you've joined in, don't forget to give me a follow here, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. If you feel the heart's call to reach out one-on-one and possibly work with me in some form or fashion, here's your prompt to follow that. Ooh! Had a card pop out. Definitely take that. Queen of Swords. Ooh, oh my gosh, y'all. Look. Queen of Swords. Oh my God. You can't make this shit up. This is a Queen of Swords. I never thought of that. Oh. I mean, I don't even look at this deck in like thinking of like tarot, because it's not. So that's a very clear double message. And even they look similar, like they both are, you know, women with dark hair, long dark hair. The swords look different. Wow. Yeah, it's the Queen of Swords. So this is a collective reading, so it's for everybody. So Jacob, this is for you. So let's see. And get another card or two for clarification. You have a birthday? Oh, you and Melinda both. Wait, well, okay, so you and Melinda both have birthdays on September 30th. Amazing. I think you weren't here when Melinda announced their birthday. Okay. Okay. So, to clarify, we've got Queen of Swords, Three of Pentacles, and Eight of Cups. Hi, Marlene. And Judgment at the bottom of the deck. So, continuing this message of doing what you're afraid of, pushing through fear, having courage. You know, the Queen of Swords is going to add an element of, I mean, in addition to, I mean, this being a Queen of Swords in its own right, but it's like same but different messages, you know, because now we're looking through the filter of tarot at the Queen of Swords and what that represents. So this, I mean, this is you for most of you. This is going to be a card about you, or, you know, this is also you. Sometimes these can be other people that have these qualities, but I feel like it's just validation very strongly that you get to embody all this. This is what you're coming up against, and then how do you work with it? So, you know, I love her posture on this card. That's one thing that always sticks out about this for me. So it's like for you as well, be proud. Embody the energy of a warrior woman or a Queen of Swords, where you are full of pride in who you are. Stand with your back straight. Some of you, that's going to be very like specific. Look at your posture, and even look at your posture when you're around certain people, and notice, like with your boss or your lover or whatever, your friend, anybody. Notice how you're sitting, and you can embody this energy more when you improve your posture. Shoulder blades back and down. Even look at her chin. And she's, you know, her chin is not down, you know, her head is straight. She's regal. So this is the posture of the warrior woman that is you. So, you know, it's about being a strong and safe home for yourself. And yeah, Jacob's saying figure it out. So yeah, I mean, that the swords is about thinking. It's about the mind, thinking, it's air. So these are air signs. It's the intellect. So you really get to work with your mindset in a loving, compassionate way, not in a default old behavior way of I'm a piece of shit and blah, blah, blah. Like, kind of like what I demonstrated in what I just talked about with my example of moving and working with myself. In that it was like the balance of, it's like compassionate self-awareness. And also holding myself to a higher standard. So you get to do that as well. Hold yourself to a higher standard with loving compassion. And the way you do this is you get support. The Three of Pentacles is about community. For me, this card, when I pull this, it's like 12-step, because I come from a 12-step group background. So if you've been thinking about going to a 12-step program, if you're in one, if you've quit going and you need to go back or want to go back, like, here's your message. Because this community will help you with the mindset. It might be a group coaching program, something like that. Awesome, Jacob. Yeah, so this is about energy. It's not necessarily, this is just a reading for a woman or somebody who identifies as a woman. This is about the energy of the warrior, the feminine warrior. Wow! Oh my gosh, I can't wait to hear your message, Kiana. So you've even got 3 people on this card, so you and 2 others. Amazing. See, they're creating something together. It's like this God's eye looking thing is what it reminds me of, like a macrame wall hanging. And, you know, they're all working on this together. So for you to embody this energy that we're talking about here, you can't do it alone. And I mean, I say this all the time in my coaching as well. You know, and especially now I've created a new sugar addiction one-on-one program. And that's a big part of it, is the community. You know, especially if somebody's recovering from addiction or of any kind, or breaking habits or patterns, transforming your life. We really get to utilize this support. Awesome. So this is going to require you leaving some things behind. You know, even one of the practices I do with clients in coaching is looking at, what do you need to let go of? So letting go could be something you do, like this is a literal walking away. It could be something you say. Yeah. You might do something, you might say something. It also could be a letting go of, you know, old mindsets, victim mentality, self-pity. Yeah, exactly, Kiana. So it could be something internal, or like I'm no longer going to participate in this pattern within and of myself. Like I'm no longer not going to believe in I'm a powerful creator. Or it might be, okay, I need to leave the job, the relationship, the house, the the friendship, the country, the city, whatever. And this is like, this is not, you're not skipping away in joy here. This is a walking away where you've got some grief around it and disappointment. And so it's okay. yeah, could be walking away from past or who you believe yourself to be. So, you know, there's many people here, so you get to take what resonates with you and your intuition around how that might look specifically. So, hi Aisha. Oh, you had a breakup this week. Well, if you've been in this reading, it's telling you what to do, you know, and I would say like embodying these energies for sure. So, you know, the Queen of Swords is very loving and she's very wise. And she also really works with her mindset, as far as I know for me, when I've been in breakups, you know, it's the mind that just goes and goes and goes and goes and gets stuck. You know, I don't know if that's for you, but I'm just thinking about my own experience. And so then this energy is indicated here to keep my mind in check, my energy in check. Not to say, you know, I need to go through a process, but not to get lost and go off into, you know, places that don't serve me. So, if you want to catch the entirety of the reading and you're just arriving on my YouTube channel, this will be up as a replay within 48 hours. I can send you that info if you send me a message, or you can just find me, Natalie Speakman, Natalie M. Speakman, if you like. So, awesome. Oh, and let's not forget to touch into the card at the bottom of the deck, which this is always like a hidden energy, a foundational energy, an energy underneath. So this is wonderful. And I want to actually look at this message in Light Seers and see what it says. So the affirmation is, hello, Essence. I am here to share my voice. So this would likely be the essence. Hello, Essence. I am here to share my voice. So the themes of this are self-realization and understanding, spiritual awakening, knowing your motives in your heart to be true, total transparency, soul searching, a reckoning, a glorious unveiling of spirit, and an epiphany. So, this is what is underneath. This is like what's brewing as a result of like the journey we've talked about. Yeah. So some sort of epiphany, some sort of understanding, self-realization, spiritual awakening, soul searching. Yeah, new beginnings. Totally. Thank you. Yeah, thanks, Kiana, for your message, your support. Hi, Summer Star. I thought I saw your pic in moving around down there. Awesome. Hi, Luis. So we're going to get into the Reiki and Ancestral Clearing, and as I said in the beginning, you know, with the intention to, especially for those who are affected by the hurricane, and then globally for anyone who's been affected by you know, a theme around that. If you haven't been affected by the hurricane specifically, I mean, basically, it's a huge disruption and it's a huge, you know, traumatic event for many, and it's about survival and, you know, catastrophic events. So, you know, that can be looked at as on a macro level and a, you know, micro level, meaning like in your own personal life, whoever may be going through some sort of shakeup or, you know, something like that. Yeah, change. That this will also be that for that as well. And I'm going to do ancestral clearing specifically on themes of natural disasters over the ancestral lineage and now. So thank you. Thank you, Jacob, for the donation. Thank you so much. Yeah, my sister even, I mean, my sister, I haven't talked to my other family, but, you know, she has no power for a week. She's really scared. And, you know, she was even going to drive to my aunt's in Virginia, but it's like you can't even really drive up there. Like, so you can't even really go anywhere. And, yeah, I mean, my ex-husband is in Western North Carolina, and I know it's very affected there. And just, yeah, one of my best friends, I mean, my whole family, like, so, you know, it's hitting a bit home for me. And I will be going home almost in exactly a month. So that will be interesting now, because I'm sure there will still be, like, recovery happening. So, yeah. All right. When the glasses are off, then I can't respond because I can't read without my glasses. So everyone, close your eyes. Let's just take a few full deep breaths. Relaxing and releasing. Surrendering and letting go. Bringing this warrior woman energy, this Queen of Swords energy, Three of Pentacles and Judgment energy. Grounding yourself. Just feeling your body on your surface you're on. Dicomio, dicomio, dicomio. I'm activating the Reiki Master symbol. The literal meaning is bright, shining light. And not a three-dimensional light, but the light of source that we can't even fathom with our three-dimensional senses. That light being channeled here. And your higher self draws that light in. I am just a conduit, a channel for the energy. You draw that in the perfect way for you. also going to channel Silvana healing energy, and that's an energy of transformation and new beginnings, which is perfect for all the energies that have come up in session today. The eclipse, what's happening in the world, and for all of our individual worlds. The energy of change. So, if you feel any resistance right now, either in what's going on in your physical body or in the mental plane, emotional or spiritual, just breathe through these layers of resistance. I can feel that happening for some of you. And just use your sword of truth, your mental sword, this Queen of Swords, this warrior woman, her sword, and use it to cut through any mindsets, thoughts, mental constructions, old programs, old paradigms, subconscious beliefs, limiting beliefs, all of those old, any victim, lack of responsibility mindsets, any self-pity, blame, anything less than love. Just using this beautiful sword of clarity. And this is done by the warrior woman and the Queen of Swords, so it's fierce loving. Just allowing these Reiki and Silvana energies to move in through and around you. Very powerful. There's a lot happening multidimensionally right now in this healing. There's so many dimensions other than what we can experience with our five senses. And the thing is that this is all happening outside of time as we know it. So this shifting and healing that's happening right now, it's affecting not just, whatever is alive in you right now. Also, it's about the lineage, the ancestral lineage in the past, and also the future lineage. And also the collective as a whole. So part of this healing for you is, with this Queen of Swords and this warrior woman and what that represents, is that you get to bring this fierce, loving feminine energy into your thoughts. So meaning bringing loving self-discipline into your thinking. Some of you have let your mind just go off and be like an untrained monkey, like the monkey mind, right? Some of you have allowed and gotten into bad patterns, just allowing your mind to go and do whatever and have free reign. And this does not serve you. And there's painful consequences and suffering because you've evolved to a point to where you're allowing it to occur. It's not because you don't know it's happening. You know. So then it becomes a choice. And you have everything you need within you to choose to, get a handle on your thinking. And you can do that with, Michael Singer processes, Eckhart Tolle. I mean, there's a million techniques and tools. But for some of you, it's like, okay, it's time to up level with your thinking, and that's going to up level your life. Which means when your mind wants to go down rabbit holes and go into rumination or stories or problems, or be in the same old story your mind's been telling since you were a kid, it's like, it's time. The message is like, sweetie, let's not do that anymore because it hurts. It hurts you. And it gets in the way of your impact in the world. So using this sword of truth and clarity to break through, and I'm just seeing this sword swishing through the air, cutting through old thought patterns and old stories that no longer serve you. I'll now recite an ancestral clearing prayer so you can allow this in. Infinite Creator, all that you are, for everyone here now or hearing the replay, for all of our family members, all of our relationships, all of our ancestors and all of their relationships through all relevant time, space, and dimension. For all hurts, wrongs, judgments, and burdens, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, sexual, and financial through thought, word, or deed. Please help us all forgive each other, forgive ourselves, forgive all people, and all people forgive us completely and totally, please and thank you. For all natural disasters, for all times, anywhere in the lineage, or and now in this lifetime, any past versions of self where there was catastrophes, wars, feuds, natural disasters of earthquakes, fires, meteors, volcanoes, storms, hurricanes, weather of any kind. Famines and droughts, epidemics of illness, freezes or thaws, floods, pestilence, and all of the myriad of ways that this affects humanity individually and collectively and ancestrally. Please help us all forgive each other, forgive ourselves, forgive all people, and all people forgive us completely and totally, please and thank you. For all the consequences of those events, and all of the ways humans may have hurt each other or had consequences as a result. Anything negative that arose, any injuries, wounds, or death. Please help us all forgive each other, forgive ourselves, forgive all people, and all people forgive us completely and totally, please and thank you. Infinite Creator, for the highest good, please lift out all weight, pain, burden, sin, death, debt, negativity, spells, hexes, curses, black magic, white magic, guilt, fear, shame, unworthiness, and limitation of all kind. Transform it into your love and let your love flow back in and through us, filling and giving us all complete peace now and forever. Please and thank you, please and thank you, please and thank you. Please help us love and bless each other, love and bless ourselves, be at peace with each other and at peace with ourselves. Please and thank you, please and thank you, please and thank you. Breathing deeply, letting go. There's a powerful clearing occurring and healing right now. So just surrender, relax, allow, and receive. Please and thank you, please and thank you, please and thank you. So be it done. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you'd like to come back to a wakeful state, gently, slowly, easily allow the eyes to slowly just float open. Remaining unfocused, integrating the closed eye and open eye space. Grounding into the energy healing and clearing with the eyes open. just take a few present moments of breathing. For allowing the eyes to, if you choose to, come back to more single pointed focus. It's 111 of our live stream, 1 hour and 11 minutes. You can't make this shit up. This was very powerful today. Thank you, Louise, for the donation. Awesome. Nancy, thank you, Carolyn, for the donation. Whew. I felt a shift after I spoke the first round of the ancestral clearing around the natural disasters. And sometimes it happens that way and sometimes not. So, you're welcome. Hi, Ritu, you're welcome. Thank you, Melinda, for the donation. Hi, Joanne. Yay, nice to see you. So if anyone wants to revisit that, you can check the the replay on my YouTube channel once it's up in the next 48 hours. It might be a bit longer, I'm moving, but I think I can pop it up. Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you. And you as well. Namaste. And thank you. That's your actual career, Mark. Wow. Okay. I don't know if, are you in the part of the world that, I think you're around the South, aren't you? Oh, okay. You're welcome, Jay. Hi, Daisy. Nice to see you. Yeah, that was a very powerful session. Okay, you were nipped. Nipping is not so bad, I imagine, compared to others who were engulfed. You know, when I was like 24, I was house sitting at my mom's house for a week, and it's a 2-story house, and the plumbing leaked in the upstairs, and there was flooding in the upstairs, and like even just that, I mean, compared to, you know, what's happening with the hurricane and things of that nature, like, even just, I mean, I remember it because it was traumatic, like, so I can't even imagine, yeah, that. So, sending healing, love, peace, blessings to everyone affected and everyone else just globally, you know. So I have not yet scheduled future live streams, and you can count on me being live here next week. The timing may be different, you know, maybe a couple hours different, so, but I will be here. I may schedule I mean, my intention is to have at least one other live stream in the week. So please follow me so you get notified of those. Join my group, Natalie's Healing Circle. Give a donation if this was helpful. Reach out if you feel that heart call to work with me one-on-one in some way. We can see if we'd be a good fit. Or I do, sessions of Reiki, Ancestral Clearing, Tarot. So everything you've experienced today is me. You're experiencing me and what I offer. And all that good stuff. So I love you all. Thank you. And thanks to the spiritual support. I mean, that's always here. And yeah, the session, that I do, it's got shamanic elements to it. I was speaking with somebody about that just the other day. And usually in the group healings in this, I don't pick up on that, and I did pick up on that this time. So yeah, we had either my awareness was more spot on to feel into it, or that was extra help that came from one of my usual guides that's a Native American shaman, I guess. Shamanic energy shaman. It's a shaman. I mean, really, that's what it is. So I've been told before that I have Native American guides, and yeah, I know that. Hi Arlene, you're welcome. All right. Okay. Have a wonderful day wherever you are in the world. Much love. Namaste.